living plants contain oil. Some have only a trace. Others have it in abundance. The groundnut, the familiar monkey nut, peanut or earth nut, an insignificant plant of the South American plains. Until 400 years ago, Portuguese traders, provisioning their ships, took it to other lands. It changed the diet of millions and now provides the world with a major source of edible oil. Today it is cultivated not only in South America, but throughout the tropics. The Philippines, Japan, China, Malaysia, India, the southern half of the United States, and in Africa. Northern Nigeria, hot and dry for half the year. As much as 1,000 millimeters of rain in the other 6 months. A fine sandy loam. For groundnuts, an ideal soil and climate. Nigeria produces over 1 million tons a year, the world's largest exporter of groundnuts. And it is the small farmer, often owning no more than 1 hectare of land, who grows the entire crop. Nuts grown the previous year, stored in their shells to prevent mildew, are issued free to the farmers at the beginning of each season, together with a supply of fertilizer. In April, after the Harmattan, the 4 months in the year when the dust blows in on the cool winds from the Sahara, the soil is ploughed. Fertilizer, spread in advance, is turned by the plough into the soil. As yet, sophisticated machinery is beyond the means of the majority of Nigerian farmers. Change will come as prosperity increases. But for now, the plod of the oxen and the shout of the drover are as unchanged as the landscape of 1,000 years. In the villages, the nuts are shelled. Each pod a husk containing 1 to 3 seeds or kernels. Inside each kernel is the embryo. To protect them from disease, a fungicide is mixed with the seed. Science mixes with the calabash, the new with the ageless. Behind the digger, the sowers move across the fields. The seeds sown in groups of 2 or 3, later to be thinned out. The groundnut is a legume belonging to the pea and bean family, but it has an important characteristic of its own. After the flowers have formed and have been fertilized, the stalks, or stipes as they are called, elongate and push their tips, bearing the ovaries, into the soil. Through the rainy months of May, June and July, the seed pods form beneath the ground, where they develop and ripen. When the earth is ready to give up its harvest, the plants are loosened and shaken free. A hot, back-breaking job. But for the farmer, it is the end of months of speculation. How good is the crop? What price will it fetch? The answers are the difference between bare subsistence or a year with a little money to spare. After the harvesting is over, the plants are left to dry in the sun. Then threshed, beaten to separate the nuts from the foliage. The few remaining nuts are picked off by hand, and the foliage is kept as fodder, food for cattle in a land where grazing is scant. The bulk of the crop will be exported, but first enough is taken to the villages for local needs. Here, a simple but effective machine, ideally suited to the needs of village life, is used for cracking the shells without damaging the nuts. Winnowing helps remove any dirt, pieces of shell and chaff. Groundnuts with everything. The villagers use the nut as a basis for much of their food. Pounded and rolled into flour for baking and the thickening in a curry of goat meat. And greatest delicacy of all, groundnuts roasted in a savory chicken stew, the traditional groundnut chop. But the major part of the crop will help feed the rest of the world. And with the accumulated harvest of 1,000 villages, the same processes of decortication and winnowing are repeated, though the machines are bigger and the labor force recruited from miles around. Over 1 million tons of nuts a year. The confectionery trade gets the biggest and best, cleaned and graded and roasted for the nut nibblers of the world. Potentially important is the export of groundnut oil. As more local mills are built, this aspect of the trade will grow. For not only is it the most economical and profitable method for Nigeria, it also provides another export. For the residue left when the oil has been expressed is rich in protein and provides the base for cattle feed. From seed to oil, a growing technology. But the marketing of the nuts for processing overseas still constitutes the bulk of the export trade. Pyramids of bags rise to tower over the surrounding plain. If you asked a Nigerian, you would find the pyramids of Kano were as famous as the pyramids of Egypt, and a lot more valuable in most Nigerian eyes. So the harvest of the north accumulates, waiting for dispatch south to the port of Lagos, 800 miles away. For a world needing edible oil for margarine, for cooking fats, salad oil, preserving oil for canned fish and peanut butter, other grades for soap making and industrial lubricants. From its remote origins in South America, the groundnut has become one of the foundations of Nigeria's growth and prosperity, producing oil in abundance, contributing to the food supplies of the world.